Insane NFL highlights.
Throughout the extensive and illustrious history of the NFL, there have been countless incredible plays that have left everyone speechless. These plays have and will continue to live on in infamy in the form of highlights. Today, we will break down some of the most insane NFL highlights. Up first is arguably the greatest catch that has ever been made on a football field. 1. Odell Beckham Jr.'s three-finger touchdown catch against the Dallas Cowboys. Before injuries would completely derail Odell Beckham Jr.'s career, he was quickly establishing himself as one of the most talented pass catchers in the league as a member of the New York Giants. In his rookie season, he would make arguably the greatest catch in NFL history in a Week 10 Sunday Night Football matchup against the Dallas Cowboys. In the opening play of the second quarter, Giants quarterback Eli Manning would throw a near 50-yard bomb to Beckham Jr., who was nearing the end zone. While the ball was in the air, Cowboys cornerback Brandon Carr would pick up a pass interference call. Despite this, Odell was able to do the impossible and make a three-fingered catch while he was leaping backwards into the end zone. When talking about this catch years later, he was quoted as saying, "Well, I remember we called a timeout and they had a double move on. And I was telling Coach Coughlin when he called the timeout, I was like, bro, please keep the play on. I promise I'll be patient." He was like, "All right, I got you." He's like, "Just be patient, don't give it away." And sure enough, I ran the route with zero patience. Not really the best double move or anything like that. I just remember it was one-on-one, and I thought I was going to score a touchdown, not knowing that this was going to happen. It was going to be a moment. And I just seen the ball up in the air rotating a certain way that I had seen. I felt like I had been in this moment before. And I just reached up. And I was finally like, man, I finally got that one-hand catch I had been waiting for. During the time, I never knew that it was going to be that moment it ended up being. Next up is a crazy defensive play that very few players in the history of the game could make. 2. Troy Polamalu making a tackle before a handoff. While a handful of players have made a play similar to this before, none have done it as frequently as Troy Polamalu. One of his signature plays was being able to time the opposing team's snap count so well that he was able to jump over the line and end a play before it even got started. One of these plays happened in the Pittsburgh Steelers' 2010 Week 2 matchup against the Tennessee Titans. The Titans found themselves on Pittsburgh's 1-yard line on a 1st and goal. They attempted a QB sneak, however, before the quarterback could even start to move forward, Polamalu was already flying through the air ready to make a game-breaking tackle. This next play is one of the most entertaining touchdowns of all time. 3. Jerome Simpson's front flip touchdown. In a matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and Arizona Cardinals, Carson Palmer found Jerome Simpson on a short pass. However, what Simpson would deal once he caught the ball would make this play historic. He was home free for a touchdown with just one man waiting to stop him at the goal line. But rather than trying to run through the defender or just dive for the end zone, Simpson would do a flip over the defender, using his opponent's helmet as leverage to allow him to land the flip. This was one of the most spectacular finishes to a touchdown possibly that the league has ever seen and went down as the most impressive play of Simpson's career. Jerome Simpson was not the only player who managed to pull off a front flip going into the end zone. 4. Cam Newton doing the same thing. While it takes a special kind of athlete to do a front flip over a defender for a touchdown, Jerome Simpson was not the only player to pull off this feat in a game between the Carolina Panthers and Houston Texans. The Panthers would find themselves set up with a 1st and goal near the 3-yard line. Cam Newton would tuck the ball and run for the end zone. However, one Texans defender was waiting for him at the goal line. While the defender was able to make contact with Newton, he dove low while Cam leaped. The Houston defensive back dove at his legs, forcing Newton into a flip as he crossed the goal line. However, the quarterback would show perfect body control while in the air and land on his feet. Up next is an amazing catch that helped pull off one of the biggest upsets in Super Bowl history. 5. The helmet catch. The helmet catch was a crucial play in what would go on to be the game-winning drive of Super Bowl 42. The game between the 10-6 New York Giants and the undefeated New England Patriots. Eli Manning would drop back and immediately feel the pressure of the elite Patriots pass rush. He narrowly escaped from 3 defenders before delivering a 32-yard pass to David Tyree, who made a spectacular catch in tight coverage, catching the ball with his helmet. This play would go on to be named the play of the decade for the 2000s by NFL Films and would put an end to what would have been a perfect season for the Patriots. When asked about this play on its 15-year anniversary, Tyree was quoted as saying, "I got to thank all of those offensive linemen for not blocking anybody because obviously it was a play breakdown, and at the end of the day you just get that backyard ball and you got to make a play, and that's exactly what Eli did. It was just two guys making a play. Man, and we got some great things done to really shift the momentum. Everybody knew that once that play happened that we were going to win that game. I knew I had it. You go up to the high point of the ball and I knew I got two hands on it, but I was mentally prepared for some contact, so when it came I'm just clutching. I don't know where the ball is. I remember securing the ball with that second hand again, but nothing in my head is saying I just caught it on the side of my helmet. What if I told you one player had 9 broken tackles in one play?" 6. Beast Quake. In his prime, Marshawn Lynch was one of the most unstoppable and hardest running backs to tackle in the entire league. He put this on full display in a playoff game where his Seattle Seahawks took on the New Orleans Saints. With 3 minutes up in the game, Seattle found themselves up 34-30 with the ball around their own 31-yard line. It appeared that Lynch would only get a short gain on a run up the middle. However, he would become untackleable and pull off the play that would go down to be known as Beast Quake. In his 67-yard touchdown run, he would break a total of 9 tackles. This play would go on to seal the game and secure the Seahawks a spot in the divisional round of the playoffs. Next up is a crazy hit stick that came on an unexpected play. 7. Sean Taylor's huge hit in Pro Bowl. Sean Taylor was one of the hardest hitting safeties of the 2000s. He was a player that did not have an off switch when he was on the field, and he proved this in the 2006 Pro Bowl. Today, the Pro Bowl has become a flag football game to avoid injuring some of the league's top talent. However, this was not a concern in 2006. The AFC would fake a punt with punter Brian Warman tucking the ball and attempting to run for a first down. However, what he could not have seen coming was Taylor flying out of nowhere like a heat-seeking missile. With only about a yard left to go before sealing a first down, Taylor would lay a disgusting hit stick on the punting, sending him flying back at least 3 yards. Rounding out the list is a hit so hard that it left 2 players unconscious. 8. Brian Dawkins' double knockout hit on Ike Hilliard. Along with Sean Taylor, Philadelphia Eagles' Brian Dawkins was also a feared hitter in the secondary. Early in the third quarter between the New York Giants and Philadelphia Eagles in 2002, Dawkins would lay a massive hit on Giants wide receiver Ike Hilliard. He lowered his helmet square into Hilliard's chest, landing a massive blow that would leave both players unconscious.